Yo.
Nothing but air and opportunity. Foundationally, you were like a beacon.
And inspire to
So I think that's a key word, to inspire.
go towards change.
Can we talk about that?
Development and growth.
You've already laid the foundation and groundwork. You feel it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Now hold on. Hold that thought. Take a deep breath. Feel me here, okay?
I got nothing but air and opportunity. All right, welcome to another episode of Air and Opportunity. Chris DePalma, your host, with Dario Cavazos.
Yes, sir. Super excited today. Good Lord. I mean, we've done a couple podcasts now, and I think this is probably, well, I don't know if it's going to be my favorite yet, but we'll find out. I got probably the most exciting kid coaching football. I have never seen a kid sit still in my whole entire life. And in all the practices that I've ever been to, this kid cracks me up. We got Rhett Thompson from Newmarket, Maryland. Comes from a world-class family, in my humble opinion, from his mother. His father, that's a little dicey, questionable, right? But we're at my house today.
I was going to say, we've got to talk about the change in venue.
God, usually we do a coffee shop, but Rhett's a little too young for coffee unless he was born in Hawai'i, so they have some great Kona coffee down there.
Admittedly, Dario tried to have this he tried to have it at a local bar.
Rhett's a little bit ahead of his time. He's like a good, solid gentleman. So I was a little, like, okay, we're going to have to do this appropriately, family appropriate. So Rhett, we're going to do a little podcast here with you. And the reason we're going to have this podcast today is because I'm going to use some words. Remember how I always challenge you to think about words?
Yeah.
Okay, you're quite the remarkable kid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I might shed a tear here, but I'm trying to hold it all in. Coach Brashler always comes to me. And if for those folks who don't know, Chris Brashler, dear friend, great coach for football, and has been coaching Rhett since, God, what would you say, Dad? Because Dad's not on about 3 years now. And Coach Brashler and I always joke about Rhett Thompson. We could be having the most serious all get out practice, and everybody's like in this mode, Chris, where we're super serious. And Rhett will come out of nowhere and start dancing.
Yeah.
Because he keeps it light. And he's always got great things to say about you. So I'm really, really proud of you, son. You're an amazing kid, and we're going to talk about that today. And Rhett, this guy over here is going to have some great questions for you, so be ready. But I also want to thank your father for volunteering your time and knowing that out of all his boys, he loves them all equally. But when we do have a conversation with each other, he's always got great things to say about you. And he shared me with some posts about wrestling. So I'm going to wrap that up because I'll talk a little bit too much sometimes. Chris,
So
what you got?
whenever we do an episode, we always send out questions. We always send out topics. We always ask for a bio. So Dario, depending on the person, Dario will do it. I know he was very excited about you because I didn't even have to remind him. He was like, I already sent information out to Rhett's dad. When I saw the bio on you that came back, for one, I read it and was super impressed. I thought, this guy, 12 years old, right? Are you 12?
I'm 10.
10. Dude, I'm telling you, there's a reason why this kid's in this room.
I honestly thought to myself, like, this
Right?
young man sounds like he's destined for greatness. So at some point, I'm going to have you autograph something for us because I know it'll be worth something someday. So obviously, you're doing a lot. You sound like you have fun. But where do you think you get that drive? You mentioned you wrestle, right? You do track. Mm-hmm. You do football. What else? One more, lacrosse.
Yeah.
So where do you get the drive to want to do all this stuff?
Well, I like when I put work in and I can see it that it actually helps out in a game. So, I try to, improve, and improving how I play kind of helps me try to work harder to, make me better at what I do.
And when you're off doing whatever you do, dancing, having fun, do you set goals for yourself at 10? Are you setting goals for yourself saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to accomplish this, even if it's as little as with lacrosse or track or wrestling? Are you like, I want to just do this one more thing or that one more thing? Are you constantly driving?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of goals that could be set, but you got to take the little ones before you can go to the big ones. So, yeah, I guess I've been setting goals.
What would be a couple of the
I
little
love
ones?
it.
Well, like in track, to improve your time, it's normally only a few seconds that you improve it by, or like a percentage win rate in like lacrosse over the season can help, and kind of improving like technique in wrestling, like more advanced moves I can hit.
Gosh, he's on point.
What's your favorite sport?
Lacrosse,
Why?
because I feel like it's fun and it kind of has a little bit of everything. It's like upbeat, it's contact, there's like a lot of moving around, and there's a lot of like thinking to do when it comes to lacrosse, like decision making.
He doesn't like to sit still. See, he's trying to improve on his question, so he's doing really good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got one for you. Is it okay? Can I?
Yeah,
I'm gonna let him marinate on that for a minute. Okay, so you play all these sports, right? And I did promise your dad that I would ask some questions that I prepped you for, which is good. All right, because Chris doesn't like it when I'm off the cuff sometimes. So I want to know this: you had an opportunity to not play football, right? As far as like you were thinking, man, do I come back to football? Right? Should I come back? Should I stay? Should I go? You decided to come back to football this year.
Yeah.
How did you have that conversation in your mind without your parents there to say, okay, Dad, Mom, I'm ready to play football? What were you thinking about when the season started?
Well, I love the sport of football because like all the intensity, like with your teammates, it can be very like fun. But you gotta like kind of like have everything to be even. You have to have like the coaching staff has to be like what you like in a coach. And you have to have like the teammates that are fun to play with, and you're all kind of like together. There's not like separate groups of people that aren't the nicest. You kind of actually have to be like a family.
Did you say family? Do you think the coaches did a good job this past year of
Yeah.
making it a family?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that first time when you stepped onto the football field with coaches and you're like, gosh, I'm back on the field. What goes through your mind when coaches aren't with you on the field? What are you thinking in your head as a play starts off the snap?
Well, I'm thinking like I want him on my side because I want the ball. I want to hit him.
Uh-huh.
But also like, that's hard.
That's okay. Take your time.
Kind of like, even if the coaches aren't on the field,
Yep.
I kind of want to like make them go on the field.
Okay.
Having like the hype in between it.
Yeah. Okay, I love it. Good.
And what does that come
Yeah.
from? What do you mean the
Yeah.
hype? Just so I mean I can picture it, but what's it come from?
So at the beginning of the game and you hit someone or like it's a big play, you always try to start it from the beginning. And if you start off like you represent your team at the beginning of the play, it kind of like sets a tone in the team of like how everyone thinks the game's going to go, and it just kind of makes everyone play better.
That's an amazing explanation. So, do you view yourself as a leader?
I mean, I try to. I mean, there's definitely things I can improve on at being a leader, but I feel like I'm playing the role.
I don't say playing it. It sounds to me like you're doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is for me. This is selfish. When Coach D is yelling out on the field, can you hear me at all?
Yeah.
You can? What about like signals? Do you understand my signals when I'm throwing them out there to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it, buddy. I had to ask that question because sometimes we think as coaches, you can hear us, but in good games, sometimes you have to trust what you're taught. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about practice into the game. We practice a lot this year. Did you ever think in your head, God, coaches, man, they keep making us do the same thing over and over again, and how is this going to impact us in the game? What are your thoughts when you go through practice and then game time and taking what you learned in practice? Do you feel like it comes through the game?
Yeah, well, I used to think, like, why do we keep on doing this? And then I started to realize that I keep on seeing, like, these improvements in how I play. And, like, all these drills. I'm like, oh, wait, that's what we do every day. And it's coming together into the game, which, like, helps me out.
I'm going to go backwards.
Go for it.
Family. You mentioned family. One of the things I talked to my son about, he's played baseball all his life. That's the main sport. That's really the only sport he's really loved, so he plays baseball. and what's the word? I've been sitting here racking my brain trying to think of it. It's not cohesion, but what is it when the chemistry? So when you say family, are you talking about chemistry and how everyone mixes together, or are you talking?
Yeah, like everyone kind of like personality-wise goes together. Everyone's helping out. Everyone's doing their part, which kind of makes everything run like a cycle.
So when you have people who don't have the confidence, you can tell that they're kind of closed off. Are you catching that and doing anything to help them?
Yeah, sometimes when I see someone who's like down or like nervous, I try to think, well, if you're so nervous, why don't you just go out there and show them that you can't be nervous?
Yep.
Like, go out there and like, don't be nervous. Like, just think what you do in practice. Like, this is just another day.
How do you handle the kids who think they're better than they are?
I kind of just let them do their thing, and eventually it'll hit them.
Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so you have Coach Brashler and I'm giving him a big shout out here. He's going to have to pay me a lot of money to have his name be on this podcast to come up so many times. So you would keep it light in practice. Why in the world did you always dance? What were you thinking when you were out there in practice?
Well, I feel like practice is fun either way if I don't dance because, like, I'm just with everyone. But I feel like it kind of gets everyone, like, more, like, happy. And when we're happy, I feel like we're in a better mental state than just, like, that's why I can't give off too much because then we're in, like, too of a goofy state. But I feel like if people are sad and I bring up their mental state, it can help them.
Where'd you learn to balance that? Because you bring up a great point. If you go too far, when we were younger, never ever knew when to stop, ever. It's probably why like he relates with you so much. He was the one, anytime something bad happened, he laughed. It's the only way he knew how to react. But how do you know when to balance how much fun you're having compared to being serious? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ask that because it's a good skill to learn. It's a good skill to have, and I think others can learn from you. That's why I asked that.
Well, honestly, I learned it from Coach D because a lot of times me and him were, like, having fun, like, at corner together. But I feel like when he started to get serious, it kind of helped me know, like, when the times were right to get serious.
Look.
I can't even talk. I'm speechless. We as coaches sometimes don't know if we're having an impact or not.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
I want to know dancing.
Oh, fine.
Hold that
Okay.
thought. Dancing.
Here we go.
What is it? You have.
We haven't done video yet,
Yeah,
so we're good that we don't have video because he's
were-
got a good dance.
We
man.
thought of doing video for
It'll
the first
go
time
viral.
with you, but we
Yeah.
decided to wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
But
Yeah.
is there a dance that you do, or is it your own dance?
I feel like it's my own dance. Sometimes when I'm in my own world, I kind of just, like, do my own
Dad's
thing.
laughing over here.
Okay.
No, he's
Music.
hilarious.
Music.
Oh.
When you're dancing, is it just you're just dancing, or is there or are you playing something in your head?
I'm just making stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's probably the only kid who can do more push-ups than me too. So
Sorry, good.
no, I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna come to the next one, lacrosse. Did you say that's your favorite sport?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I understand, you are the king at faceoff. What is faceoff? Explain. We've never played lacrosse. What is that?
So basically, at the beginning of the game, there's basically like a face-off where like you're kind of in a lower position. The ball's in the middle, and you both have your like lacrosse sticks down.
Yep.
You have like a different type of stick because it has to bend for like the movements you do in lacrosse.
Okay.
So basically, like the ref will say down, set, go.
Yep.
And like that's basically when you try to like drive and try to get possession of the ball
Okay.
and like go down to your side of the goal. So it's kind of like a kickoff, but like it's like two people.
Similar to hockey.
Yeah.
Is the ball dropped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not
It's on the
dropped.
ground
It's on the
already.
ground. It's kind of like hockey or like basketball, jump ball, but something. Yeah, kind of like one person.
Yep.
And why you? What do you think is so?
Well, I feel like I play the sports that make me better at like that position,
Uh-huh.
and wrestling helps that a lot because I'm staying low in wrestling and I'm circling, and when a lot of times I can like circle and box the guy out so I can like get possession of the ball.
Oh, Oh, I see.
Because that's like something you can do. It's not my type of style, but I've done it in the past.
And your team counts on you for that, right?
Yeah.
Everything starts with you in that position.
And then after
right?
every goal, it happens too.
After every goal?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say if you kept track of how many times you won? Is it considered face-off? Can I say accurately it's face-off? How many times do you think you've been in that position and you've won? Roughly.
I feel like 73 probably. 83.
83 statistics, man. Wow. 83? That's very good. That's like a good free throw shooter too, right? Everything matters. So what happens as soon as you get the ball? Does that mean you have it, you run with it, you set the tone? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, so there's also 2 like middies on the side. They're called the wings.
Okay.
And they kind of like help me if it's like stuck between me and the guy and like we're still battling it out. The
Oh.
guys can come in and can help and like kind of box off a guy, or they can like go for the ball if I can like pass it to them through the bottom. And they're also like my priority if I like get the ball quick and I don't know where to pass the ball to.
Uh-huh.
I can just like look for them to be open.
Very good. I love it. So lacrosse is your favorite, right, if I'm understanding you, but you also wrestle.
Yeah.
So you were just saying as you wrestle, that sport too has given you the opportunity to learn how to be good at lacrosse and the face-off.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it in wrestling that helps you stay fit or focused on those skills? What kind of skills do you think it takes to translate from wrestling
To lacrosse.
Yep, to lacrosse.
So in wrestling, if you've ever seen a wrestling stance, they're more lower to the ground.
Okay.
And in face-offs, that's kind of what you do. You're kind of in a squatting position. You go down. In wrestling, you're kind of like that. And there's a lot of drive in wrestling. So when I get the ball, a lot of times I like to drive out of it and like start going as fast as I can down to the goal to like try to score.
Have you ever done that before where you just
Yeah,
hit
I've
it?
done that like, I don't know, a lot.
A lot?
I don't know.
Very good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Chris, I've been taking a lot of these questions.
What do you do for working out to stay in shape for those types of things? You go to your typical practice, but you doing stuff at home too?
I have a specific coach for my position because how much technique it goes into the position I play. So I'm giving drills to do when I go home. And I have like bands to like make my arms more stronger with my drive, so they like I have to like pull the band, and I have to do like a little workout like every day.
Like resistance bands?
Yeah.
What do you use to gauge, okay, it's time to stop playing Roblox and time to go work out? What do you use at 10? It's a tough measurement. So what is it in your mind where you're like, I've got to work out, I've got to be disciplined?
Well, I think, there's probably not other people doing this right now. So if I do it right now, I'm getting better than other people, and it's making me higher of a level and giving me an advantage over everyone else I'm going against.
I want to know. You thought you were going to get away with it. All right. Now, do you ever have to have your parents tell you, all right, it's time to get off and start working out? Yeah? Okay. All right. All right. And what goes through your mind there when they say that versus yourself internally?
Well, I'm like, I want to do this, but if I do this, it's going to affect me in how I like do this or how I like play. So it's kind of like a mental thing. If like you have to make that decision if you want to go like to a higher level. Cause like you can just like stay home and like play video games all day, and you can stay like whatever level you want, or you can practice and get better and really put in the work, and you can go on a higher level and you can do what you want to do.
Love it.
Who do you look up to? Who do you think has a huge impact in your life?
My parents, yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like a lot of times most of the sports I do are from my parents. Like they've done these sports, so to get like a congratulations or like to them knowing what I like what I love and them knowing about it kind of helps out a lot. Because like we have something to talk about like all the time, and since they also know what I love, it kind of brings us together, and then it makes it more like I look up to them because like that's why I'm playing these sports. So I'm here.
All right, so I will give a shout out to the moms in the world. You have a pretty awesome mom,
Yeah.
right? She's a school teacher, if I understand correctly.
Yep.
In the arts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she also ran track. So what do you think you've learned from your mother? Like, how's the relationship between you and your mom versus you and your dad? Tell us a little bit about your mom.
So my mom was an All-American in track for Georgetown. And I feel like most of my speed I get and my like drive is from my mom. But my strength and like my endurance is from my dad.
Oh yeah, I can see your dad being tenacious. Like I could see him just like getting after it. And I bring that up because your dad is your advocate, and your dad probably doesn't know this, but as a coach, I always love it when a kid comes and talks to coach and says, "Hey, did you know my mom? Yeah, she was an All-American track athlete." And I was like, "Buddy, I'm so happy for you because you're proud of your mom, and that means the world to us because you care, and you've learned the lessons from her." But now for your dad, all right, let's stick with, because Chris and I want to make sure that fathers, folks who don't have fathers, right? Because we work with some folks who didn't have fathers in their lives. Chris, at one point and I were talking about how dads were impactful, but then other men and father figures were impactful in our lives. So what do you take away from your dad? What do you love about your dad and what he's brought to your life?
I feel like he really cares about like if I like something that he's not very noble about or like he doesn't have very much knowledge behind it, he tries to learn about it.
He does?
Yeah, he really tries to like wants to know what I like.
Yeah.
And he kind of wants to be like knowing so he can like we can spend more time and like we have more to talk about.
Yeah. All right, so give us a good example of that. What's one thing that, he's like, "All right, I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to get to know it."
So wrestling is really hard to like learn about all these different types of things. And he only did like one wrestling match of his life, and he just not very knowledgeable about wrestling, but
Yeah.
he's been learning a lot about wrestling, and he's been trying to kind of help me about things like what I'm doing wrong and right, and sometimes I have to correct him, sometimes he's wrong.
Yeah.
But he's really trying to like know
That is great.
about the sport.
Yeah.
Kind of learn with
I
me.
used to try to coach when my son started playing baseball. As parents, you get involved with all of it, the board and coaching and all this. And when I tried coaching, he was like, "Bro, you never play baseball. You don't know anything." He wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen to anything I said.
He's a great baseball player too,
Yeah.
though.
So I want to know, what advice can you give to other kids on how to be coachable? So the everything you're learning from Coach Dario and other coaches, you don't have to take it in. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to learn from it. You don't have to grow from it. I mean, it sets you apart. But someone who thinks they know it or just someone else that you think is not getting it, what advice would you give them for how they can be coachable?
Well, first off, sometimes you can just listen. Like, you don't always have to, like, be talking. And, like, really try what the coaches are trying to tell you. And if it's not working out, like, try to ask them, like, what you can improve on. And, kind of, like, just, like, be focused during practice. You don't always have to be, like, Mr. Serious all the time. You just have to know when it's right to be serious. So you can really get all the information that you need from what the coaches are saying.
All right, I'm back. This is a real podcast because I had to feed my dog. It's about as real as it can be.
So the other question I have is, we talk about everything that you're good at. What would you say, and I always use weakness, but what's an area where you think you could improve, or what's a weakness you have?
I feel like mentally sometimes I could improve Because sometimes I get down on myself because I'm pushing. I'm trying to, like, think that if I lose, sometimes I'm just like, I'm never going to beat them.
Yep.
So my coach, Coach Steve, is my face-off coach. He's told me that you got to reset to 0, which kind of means like the scoreboard's 0-0, even if you've been winning or even if you've been losing. Is kind of what you're talking about. Like, it's still 0-0. It's like first time you ever gone against this person before. And I feel like that helps me mentally because nothing happened last time. It's kind of like in football when you got to move on from the play that just happened.
Yeah, yep.
You got to keep on going. You can't break down. You can't quit on your team.
Yeah.
I kind of like use that strategy, reset to 0.
I can see that. When we started out the season, there's some kids who've come back, and there's some great kids, and some of the kids who came back were better, right, than what they were the last season. And then we lost a crucial game at the end of the year. You remember that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, against Linganore. So we're going to publicly say this. We should have beat them that game, don't you think? Yeah. And what happened there? What broke down, do you think, that in that game?
I feel like, actually, I think it started with me because on a kickoff, I got the ball, and instead of taking a knee, I tried to run the ball into a pack of, like, Linganore players and had the ball stripped from me. So I feel like I tried to move on, but for other people, it kind of, like, stuck them down that, like, now they have the ball, and I feel like they were mad at me, and I was trying to, like, I feel like that was not helping me trying to, like, feel better, so I feel like everyone was kind of breaking down after that.
You know what's funny, buddy? It's that when you said that, I totally forgot about that play. I can't even remember it because all I remember is that all of you realized that sometimes we have adversity in our lives, and it was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if these boys are going to make it back from them. Then what happened after that? Did we have some tough practices after that game? Yeah. And then we go to the Super Bowl. So part of what I asked Chris to do, and your dad was gracious enough as well, was to bring you on this podcast because what happened at the end of the season? What was the end result?
So we won in overtime, 12-6
Yep.
against Linganore.
Yep. And was it in their home stadium?
Yeah, it was in their home stadium.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, what did we give them the ball at the end of the game? I mean, like, did they score on us? I mean,
No, we stopped them.
You stopped them, right? Who was instrumental in that game, do you think? What do you think stood out to me as a coach? For you specifically.
For me specifically,
Yeah.
I feel like in that game, a lot of people had everything click for them. Like everything we've been learning, a lot of that clicked in the Super Bowl game. And we're all kind of like working together and like getting it, like doing our job and getting it done and like winning the Super Bowl.
There is no doubt. And here's the one thing that I can say as a coach is you are on the opposite side of the field. And for some folks who, maybe listen to this and don't know much about football, is all the coaches are on one side of the field and there's one corner who's on the opposite side of the field. So we can't communicate with him, and that person was you on the other side of the field. And you locked down that side of the field. We trusted you because all the hard work that you put in the season, we watched you, even though you were dancing sometimes on the side with me in practice, which meant the world to me. You were laser focused in that game, and your results were the hard work that you put in throughout the season. So we were able to make some crucial tackles that saved us a lot of points. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. And then we all run out into the field. How did that feel?
It felt like we won the Super Bowl, obviously. But it felt more because I feel like it's hard to beat a team twice. And I feel like we all had probably the best game of our season, in my opinion. Our team as a whole had the best game that we've had of the season. I feel like a lot of players had the best game they had of the season.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's funny. It made me think back in the day when I was, maybe I was 14. I think I was like in 7th or 8th grade. I played in Montgomery Village, in the Little League teams in Montgomery Village for football. And we We struggled. We had some amazing players on the team. They went into high school and they were amazing, but at this age, we struggled. And we always played this one team. I think the team was called Paper Mill, or maybe that was where they're from. I think it was a PG County team. But we played them, and they always just ran us in the ground. And I remember one year we were just dead set. We were going to beat them. We had lost every game of the season, but we played them and beat them. And that same feeling, it was like we didn't care about anything except that we beat that team.
Yeah.
That one time, an amazing feeling.
It's a fantastic feeling.
Was that the Super Bowl?
This was the Super Bowl this year, 2025.
So this guy,
Quite remarkable.
40-plus-year-old, right? He meets me for coffee the other day. He walks in with this on, like he had just won the Super Bowl. He was talking about you.
Yep.
And he was talking about you.
Yep. That's my buddy.
Rocking his Super Bowl ring.
I'm telling you, man, I couldn't be more proud. So I'm going to wrap it up with a couple of different questions, because what was the one thing that Coach D said at practice all the time? What did I have to get home for? Dinner, right? Don't want to be late for dinner. And I understand your dad's going to be making some dinner tonight. So we're going to get him home, right? We're going to eat some good food. Let's give a shout out to your brothers. What do you love most about your brothers?
I feel like I can be proud that they're my brothers because they're also, I feel like, successful. And I feel like if I didn't have older brothers growing up with, I wouldn't, like, have come as far as I have.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like having older brothers to, like, put me in my place as, like, the little brother kind of helped me do better in sports.
Love it. What about you, Chris?
What would you like to talk about that we didn't ask you? Is there anything out there that you wanted to highlight or talk about, something you're proud of? I mean, we talked a lot about a lot of accomplishments, but anything else?
I feel like for wrestling last year, I didn't always succeed as good as I do now at wrestling because it was a hard sport. And I feel like last year I kind of locked down and I tried to like get all my work done, and I've never like placed in states before. Like I got taken out first round. And like in 2 matches I lost both of them and I was out and I just went home. But last year I started like winning all my matches in states and I ended up getting 4th. And there's an award ceremony at the end of the year where like they give out different things and not everyone gets something. So I got something called Most Improved. So I feel like that's what kind of that was a great feeling.
Yep.
So I feel like I like to improve now. I like to get better. I like to think how I can get better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, totally.
A couple things about when you grow up. When you
He's
go to
gotta
high
get
school.
middle school first, though.
Yeah, okay. When you go to high school, what sports do you want to play?
All the sports I play now,
Do you?
but it might not happen.
When you grow up, what do you want to be?
A lacrosse player.
Professional lacrosse player? And one last most important question.
Oh, can I get the last one?
My last question.
Oh, your last one. Okay.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
You better not.
Shoo! Between all the sports and working out and everything?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
my
fair enough. I
gosh.
just wanted to know. I'll leave it at
Oh
that.
my gosh, all these kids these days. God, girlfriends. Okay. All right, so this is my last question. Chris and I always try to just keep it real. Here's what I want to know. You're 10 years old, about to be 11 this year, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All this stuff that as parents, as dads, as adults, we're like, gosh, we know what's best for kids. At least we think we do, right? But as parents, we got to protect you. If you had the opportunity to share with anybody out there who's listening about being a young man at your age and you think they should know about that they don't do, like, for example, yelling doesn't really help, or this thing that I saw somebody do, like, didn't open the door for somebody, what would it be that you would say to others? Hey, just be chill or just be relaxed, and give advice to older people. What would you give advice to older people to do these days when it comes to dealing with kids?
Well, a lot of time I feel like they know something better than like your parent or like another adult. But they've been on Earth kind of for like way longer than you. Or when you're giving like your adult like a bad tone of voice or something like that, they've like made you, they've like, how do I say this, raised you your whole life. So when you disagree with something they're saying, you have the, like, you're allowed to disagree what they say, but you can't like be like mean about it.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Flip it though. Flip it. What advice would you give an adult from the child's perspective? Something that the adults think they're doing right that they're just not getting right.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they're gonna have like be change, and they're not always gonna be a kid. So like sometimes you gotta let them like try to make their own choices and let them have the effect of like what those choices make them and how they shape how they want to be when they, or whatever that affects them.
That's amazing advice.
That is great advice, buddy. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Are you sure there's anything else that you did or did not want to share, or like anything you want to share with anybody else? This is all about you, buddy.
I think I'm good.
You're good?
Rhett,
Okay.
it's been amazing. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I love when we have conversations and this guy tears up, and I know how meaningful this conversation was. So thank you. Thank you to both of you. It's wonderful to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Nothing but air and opportunity. Foundationally, you were like a beacon.
And inspire to
So I think that's a key word, inspire.
go towards change.
Can we talk about that?
Development and growth.
You've already laid the foundation and groundwork. You feel it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Now hold on. Hold that thought. Take a deep breath. Feel me here, okay?
I got nothing but air and opportunity.